Hello there, welcome to brush lettering video guide. If you're a beginner to brush lettering, yes, this is the right video for you. So first, how we're going to use the brush pen. Remember to hold in the 45 to 65 degree angle, but not the straight angle, okay? So you're going to remember this. And then there are two different pressure. One which is the downstroke, where you need full pressure on the brush tip. So now you can try yourself to pressure down the brush tip and to draw the downstroke. The next one, which is the upstroke. So you can see that I was just using the brush tip itself and slightly lift up to draw a thin line. So if you have the big brush pen, yes, it's gonna be the same technique. So full pressure on downstroke and lift up a bit on the thin stroke, which is the upstroke. Oopsie, sorry, a bit out of ink here. So you're gonna remember, downstroke is always a thick line, while upstroke is the thin line. So then you can practice more on the upstroke and downstroke because both of them are the main basic stroke in the alphabets of brush lettering. Alright, okay, so now we're gonna move to the basic strokes. So what we did earlier, which is the downstroke and then the upstroke. No worries if your hands are shaky, this is very normal. Just need to practice more to make sure your muscle memory remember. And this one, which is the underturn, and continue with the overturn. So always remember, thin line is upstroke, thin line is downstroke. And we're gonna combine the underturn and overturn become the compound curve. And you're gonna have oval. And then another one is the reverse oval. Okay, step by step, slowly. All right, you can pause the video and practice. And this is the ascending loop, while this is the descending loop. So you can see there's always within these two pressure, thick and thin. So now let's touch a bit more detail, like the underturn. If you find it that you're quite difficult to draw it, you can do like this. Separate two lines into action. All right, you gotta pause in the middle and you draw. So compound curve as well, there's one thing that you need to do is make sure both of them are with a 2U, which is a U shape, alright, but not a sharp V. This is not really nice, so remember always to have the U shape on the top at the bottom. And oval, there is always one common mistakes. So here you go. You can see if you pressure down too fast, you will saw that there is an empty space here. Okay, so that's wrong. What you need to do is slowly pressure down, then you can slowly fill up the empty spaces. Alright, then the others you can practice more. So now we're gonna move on to the guide sheet, which is where how you're gonna practice writing alphabets. So here is the guide sheet whereby every of the alphabets will be starting from the baseline, which is the middle row of the line. Okay, so you can see now I'm writing from A to Z, and you can observe it before you write. Every of the letter will be on the baseline. So basic stroke is very important because when all the basic stroke combine it together, it will form the alphabets of lower cases. Well, for uppercase is much more focused on upstroke and downstroke. So don't forget that you can pause this video and see each of the alphabets one by one when you are doing the practice. But of course, I will always suggest students to do it the basic stroke first because basic stroke is the foundation of the brush lettering. So if you find it, your hand are shaky or there's shaky lines, dotted lines, no worries. Just need to practice and practice because practice makes perfect. And not to hold the brush pen too tight. Relax a bit, okay? You will find it much more easier to control the brush pen. And try to letter it slowly one by one. Just like you can observe all of the stroke that I'm writing are separated. One more important thing is you can always find your lettering style because everyone's handwriting are different. So example like the X, you can draw this 3 ways. And of course, not just by this video, you can still find a lot of resources from Google, from Pinterest to find out like how other brush lettering can be written out. So next we're gonna try out how do you letter words or sentence. Now here's the tips. So when you're trying to connect each of the letter, make sure that you draw the end stroke of the alphabet longer so that when each of the alphabets connecting each other, the spacing of the alphabets will be just right. And when you're writing words, you will always need to remember and imagine what is the next word. Then every end stroke of the alphabet only can be connected smoothly. Of course, if this is new to you, you can use a pencil to sketch every of your alphabets and to make sure every of the connector are correctly, and then you only use the brush pen to draw it out. That will be another way for you to try on during your practice. Okay, so once you got all these tricks and technique, definitely you need to practice more. So always remember when you're writing alphabets or words or sentence, start from the baseline. Okay, well, the top row is for ascending loop and the bottom row is for the descending loop. Not to worry, if you use up this guide sheet, you can always get a lined paper or Rhodia booklet to do the practices. Alright, so thank you for tuning in and enjoy brush lettering. Bye bye!